Hello everybody. Today our group is going to talk about global warming and how to solve the global warming problem. But first we need to know what is global warming. Global warming is the gradual heating of the Earth's surface, atmosphere and oceans. The average temperatures of the Earth has risen about 0.75 Celsius over the past 100 years. The 2/3 of these increases has occurred since 1975. And in the past, the cause of this global warming results from natural causes, but today the cause of global warming is the accumulation of greenhouse gases produced by human activities. So let's talk more about the cause of global warming.
The cause of global warming is the increasing quantity of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere that is produced by human activities like burning of fossil fuel or deforestation. These activities produce the greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere to keep the planet warm enough to sustain life. Human causes emissions have been increasing greenhouse levels with each rising worldwide temperatures and driving global warming.
The last 30 years has seen the warmest surface temperature in recorded history. Scientists are documenting the rapid melting of glaciers. Snow cover is melting much earlier in the year. Ocean temperatures have warmed. Sea level has risen almost 1 foot, and the patterns of deep sea currents is shifting. For centuries, the production and absorption of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases was in balance. In the last century, human activities has overwhelmed the Earth's natural feedback mechanism. The end result has been an increase of more than 30% in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So let's talk about the consequences of global warming.
The consequences of global warming has only cons. It doesn't have pros. Global warming is damaging the Earth's climate as well as the physical environment. One of the most visible effects of global warming can be seen in the Arctic as glaciers, permafrost, and sea ice are melting rapidly. Global warming is harming the environment in several ways, including desertification, increased melting of snow and ice, sea level rise, stronger hurricanes and cyclones. Increasing temperatures around the world are making arid and semi-arid areas even more dry than before. Current research is also showing that the water cycle is changing and rainfall patterns are shifting to make areas that are already dry even drier. This process is called desertification.
The second effect is increased melting of snow and ice around the world. Snow and ice is melting at a much faster pace than in the past. This has been seen in the Alps, Andes, Rockies, Alaska, and Africa, but it is particularly true at the Earth pole. During the past 30 years, more than 1 million square miles of sea ice had vanished, an area equivalent to the size of Norway, Denmark, and Sweden combined. The continent of Antarctica has been losing more than 100 cubic kilometers of ice per year since 2002.
The third is a sea level problem. The Earth's sea level has risen by 21 centimeters since 1880. The rate of rise is accelerating and is now at a pace that hasn't been seen before for at least 5,000 years. Global warming has caused this by affecting the oceans in two ways. Warmer average temperatures cause ocean waters to expand, and the accelerated melting of ice and glaciers increase the amount of water in the oceans. The last problem is stronger hurricanes and cyclones. Tropical cyclone activity has seen an obvious upswing trend since the early 1970th century. This matches directly with an observed rise in the ocean's temperature over the same period of time. Global warming also increased the frequency of strong cyclones.
So we come up with multiple ways that we can help solve the global warming problem. The first one is reduce the use of plastic bag. Plastic bag and global warming are linked in multiple ways. An estimated 12 million fossil fuel are used to produce over 13 million plastic bags that we use. Using plastic bag is a wasteful and unnecessary way that we deplete our oil supply and also contribute to more carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Even though many people think that they dispose their plastic bag properly, but they can still pose as a threat. If you think you have thrown away bags, remember there is no way. Every bag that you have ever thrown, they are still stored in landfill somewhere. So the best way that we can reduce plastic bag is to use reusable grocery bags and help stop the destruction of our ecosystem. It is through the use of the grocery bag that we are able to reduce the negative effect that paper and plastic bags have on our environment. Reusable shopping bags eliminates the need for many customers to carry their purchased item in paper or plastic bags. When consumers shows that they no longer need to use paper and plastic bags, there will be less of a demand for these bag manufacturers to produce so many of them. It is through the production of this bag that the environment is affected. When these manufacturers see the lower demand for them because consumers are using reusable shopping bags, they will no longer have to produce so many of them, and that's how we can help save the environment.
Next is reduce the use of cars. Nowadays, people are using lots of cars, especially in a big city like Bangkok. Due to the great number of people in a big city, a number of cars will depend on a number of people too. Cars are necessary because people need to drive them to get to their office or their schools. The principal emissions from motor vehicles are greenhouse gases, which contribute to climate change. In vehicles, the principal greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide, but vehicles also produce the greenhouse gases, nitrous oxide and methane. This makes problems because cars emit carbon dioxide as part of their emission. Carbon dioxide acts as a thermal blanket for the earth, absorbing heat and warming. So, when a large amount of carbon dioxide is emitted by cars, it makes the earth hotter. For that reason, cars are a part of global warming problem. The easiest way to solve a global warming problem is to reduce the use of cars. People can reduce the use of cars by changing their lifestyle, which is using a public transportation instead. Its advantage is not only reducing an amount of carbon dioxide, but also increasing a quality of life, because you won't face a traffic jam problem. More than that, you can save more time if you use public transportation such as SkyTrain or subway.
The next one is educating children. Global warming is a big topic that can be even difficult for adults. For children, the concept is even more abstract. We should educate kids across all age groups and level of schooling to prepare them to be able to live more sustainable life. And we should tell kids the truth about what is happening and also create hope through action and encourage them to realize and be positive about their capacity to create change. And there are a lot of fun ways out there. For example, playing a game. Nowadays, there are many games for different age levels that can make children receive information about global warming. Or watching a video. There are a wide variety of short videos on YouTube covering climate change in different ways, ranging from the humorous and to the strictly informational. Or you can doing a project. Nothing can drive home an idea to kids more than actually doing something that encourages them to think about climate change. And the last one is you can join a museum or nature center. An outing to your local natural history museum or nature center. Put information in front of a child in a memorable way. They'll be able to look at and explore exhibit which these days is increasingly interactive at all, but the most basic nature center.
Next, reducing the usage of the electricity may be the solution to help solve the global warming. Nowadays, the electricity is produced by many various means such as hydropower via dams or the coal power plants, which is causing the many harm to our world. If we want to reduce the effect from the global warming and help create the sustainable world for our next generation, it is of utmost importance for us to be responsible for the usage of electricity in our everyday life. Constructing dams and coal power plants has caused tremendous harm to our world because in order to meet the demand that the society increasingly needs nowadays, the dams and the coal plants have to be built in the area where the dense forests as well as the wildlife have been conserved. So that will cause the deforestation, and if we don't have trees to clarify the air, the pollution that is harmful for the living things, that will cause the gathering of this gas and the pollution in the atmosphere, and that will cause the global warming. In addition, coal power plants that use coal to produce the electricity, one of the factors that is increased is releasing of the gases and the pollution in the atmosphere, and this gas and the pollution will gathering in the atmosphere that's causing the global warming.
So, one of the practical ways to combat global warming is to plant more trees in order to take more carbon dioxide out of our atmosphere. As trees grow, they can help stop global warming by removing carbon dioxide from the air. In general, they can offer cooling shade, block cold winter winds, attract birds and wildlife, pure our air, and clean our water. Forests and plants play an important role in climate change. The destruction and degradation of trees contributes to the problem through the release of carbon dioxide. But planting from new forests can help mitigating against climate change by removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and can cool down the atmosphere on Earth. We can plant trees around our home and property or in our community. They can absolutely help fight climate change through the natural process of photosynthesis. So the easiest way to growing plant is you can join a foundation. Someone says that the impact of the climate change is a tremendous risk to the security of well-being of our countries.
Next, encourage people to help save the world. As you see, global warming affects too many problems like air pollution, flooding, diseases. So it's our duty to realize these problems and help the world. The basic long-term way is to encourage people. You can speak up to your friends and family. You can send a message about the global warming to your friends. Moreover, even Congress can enact new laws to control the action causing the pollution. You can set up an exhibition to encourage people to help save the world and help them to realize the problems that we are facing. You can join a group about global saving, then you discuss the problem and help each other to encourage people in each of their community. Remember that you have to make sure that your representatives are making good decisions for them to help save the world. The major target group are children and new generation because they are the main factor to energize our world. If people realize about these problems and help save the world, global warming will be reduced and our world are present for new generation.
So that is our solution for the problem how to solve global warming. Hope this video can help educate everybody.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye bye.